So I'll save that one to last because that's a chewy one. This is 2 calcium tablets to try and get my knee to fix. This is a multivitamin. This is a cranberry extract one to try and avoid getting urinary tract infections. I know some people say it doesn't work. Works for me. It'll do the job. That is a folic acid one because I'm diabetic. That is a antihistamine because I love my dogs but I'm allergic to them. And that's an iron tablet because I'm a girl and can't remember what that one is. That's an oil tablet, which is like cod liver oil but it's vegan. Because actually the really important thing in cod liver oil comes from the algae, not from the fish. So it's bypassing the fish and therefore vegan. And that one's a chewable vitamin C tablet. And now I'm going to eat them all. Not necessarily in that order.
That's horrible. Are you chewing that?
No.
Are you swallowing your pills with coffee?
Yeah.
How many pills were there?
1.
No, I can see you doing 1 pill at a time. No, how many pills were there?
I don't know. 3.
Well, you've done 3 so far.
4.
That's 4 pills. It's 5 pills. Do you do this every day? 6 pills?
Mm-hmm. Normally I do them all at once though.
7, 8.
There's 2 the same. And the last one's chewy, which is the vitamin C one.
Why would you chew a chewable vitamin C tablet while drinking coffee?
No, I drink my coffee first and then I chew the vitamin C one.
Yeah, but how can you bear to have those 2 flavour sensations in your mouth at the same time?
Let's not talk about the things I put in my mouth.
Like, that is horrible. Coffee and vitamin C tablet together. That's nasty.
Well, you know, needs doing.
This is the story of a man from New Zealand and a woman from England stuck in lockdown in the city of London. This is Stuck in Here with You. Because I'm stuck in here with you. Still. This is day 2 in review. And hopefully I fixed the headphones situation, because yesterday when we had these headphones on, they were clicking and clacking all over the place because they've been in storage for a while and making all sorts of horrible noise. And it was quite an effort to get the WD-40, find the WD-40 and then apply it to the headphones, but I think I fixed it.
Yep. No click clacking.
No click clacking.
Although of course that might have been the knitting. I haven't brought the knitting with me today.
Did you just make your headphones click clack just to test me?
No, I thought my mouth was too close to the thing, so I tried to move it out a bit.
Okay, great.
Apologies for the squeaks.
So, what are we going to talk about first? What did we do yesterday? Got off to a pretty slow start, didn't we? You're just not paying attention.
No, I'm looking at the stats. I can't do 2 jobs at once.
Oh, you're researching yesterday.
Yeah.
This is the level of preparation.
I was trying to find the number for London specifically. Sorry, what were we saying? Yesterday we got off to a slow start. I don't know. We talked some stuff. We told people what we were doing, how things were. It was all right. Where did I find the London number yesterday?
Oh my God. So while you don't pay any attention whatsoever to what we're actually doing, we did have our first groceries delivered yesterday.
We did.
And the sensation of the grocery delivery was a bit weird.
Yeah.
I thought, because we had the... Thank you for wearing underwear, by the way. I appreciate that you went and put underwear on for this recording.
Well, you complained earlier.
Yeah, because you're splay-legged over there on the couch with your leg up, with your broken leg up on the couch, splay-legged. Yes, I would prefer if you wore underwear. It's only day 2. It's day 2. We have not...
Well, I haven't gotten dressed yet. Fine.
We had not crossed that line yet. So we had the grocery delivery yesterday.
Yeah.
Which was, in all actuality, a pretty big deal. I found that we seemed to be waiting around for it. Like, we were sort of a little bit anxious about whether or not they were even going to show up.
Yeah, but what you didn't know, because I booked it and everything, is that we had a 4-hour window of when it might turn up, which was between 3 and 7, 3 in the afternoon, 7 in the evening, and that because we did it through Tesco's, and that's how Tesco's give you a cheaper delivery option, and then they text you and tell you which hour it's going to come at. So they very early in the day, not I think even before 3, I had a text message supposedly from the driver to say he was running late and it might not be until 7:30 that he got to us. And then Tesco's texted and said it would be between 6 and 7. So I knew it would be towards the end of that time range, but I didn't know that it would be until I'd cleared the hall. So I told you that we needed to do it by 3 to make sure it got done by 6.
But we were stalking the house.
Oh yeah. We were watching the clock and pacing. Yeah,
because we were speculating over whether or not it would actually arrive.
Yeah,
and so I was getting a little bit tense. I mean, we were standing around. I don't know if you noticed this, but we were actually physically standing around with our arms folded, just sort of near the hallway, near the front door, which isn't something I ever remember us sort of doing. We were just kind of lingering, waiting. It was a really weird sensation.
Wasn't that after I said, "Oh, the Tesco man is here," because I saw him out the window?
No,
we were doing it before that.
Now, yeah, we were being. Oh, okay. I thought we were being quite peculiar. But then when the groceries actually arrived, when the guy arrived, it was honestly like a sensation of kids at Christmas.
Oh yes, we did get this.
Yeah, and
oh no, I didn't get that.
Well, I mean that's the other side of it. But you know, he came in with his however many trays did he have? How many trays? 7?
Yeah, 7 or 8. Yeah.
7 or 8 trays?
Maybe 9. Yeah, something.
I don't think it was 9. But
well, he had one, and then he had a trolley full.
Okay.
So you get he however many he had, couldn't fit them all on a trolley. But I don't know how many they have. There's a limit on the trolley.
Yeah, but he said the people before us were in total lockdown, and they got 14. Yeah. 14 trays, which is just crazy when you think about it. And then when we told him we might be locked in here for 12 weeks, he said this isn't going to last you.
No, well, it won't. But what he doesn't know is what we've got in the cupboards already.
Yeah. But it was still a really exciting, peculiar time to be getting groceries in that fashion. Like, the effect that it had on us, I thought was quite bizarre. You're obviously not emotionally connected to this situation like I have. I found it really jarring to be so excited about a delivery of groceries. I thought it was really weird. I thought the sensation made it feel like it was the last day and we'd been on Naked and Afraid. And
I don't know what Naked and Afraid
Naked and Afraid is a TV show where they stick naked people into the wilderness for like 21 days. And
why would you do that?
It's because it's TV. And so they stick all these naked people in the wilderness for 21 days and then they come back out and they've lost a bunch of weight and they're all really excited to have a shower and to eat normal food and they get really excited about it. I could feel that yesterday when the groceries arrived. And it's only day 2.
Yeah. I think maybe you need to, calm down a bit. Perhaps you need to ride your bike out in the sunshine a bit, as in the exercise bike in the garden. And just,
pull the exercise bike into the garden to give the feeling of outside.
Yeah.
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 So, it's not much of a garden, by the way. We should really describe your garden. It is a small space.
Fuck off, is it small?
Yeah, well, sorry.
It's twice the size of all the neighbours.
What are you trying to show off in front of the neighbours? So, but this is Britain. You guys all live in terraced houses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the end of a terrace.
Yeah, we don't do that in New Zealand. Right? We live on 1/4 and 1/2 acre sections. We have actual land that we live on. You guys
you
take
a
matchbox.
I've seen the cities. Melbourne's got, tower blocks.
I don't live in Melbourne.
Wellington was the word I was thinking of.
But, you guys take a matchbox and then you build...
Subdivide it, yeah.
Yeah, you take a matchbox and put 4 terraced houses on it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not dissing your garden. It's just that...
You're used to bigger gardens.
I am.
Yeah.
You know, I'm used to the outside world and parks and things. That's what it was. One of the things I really love about London is all the parks and the big trees and everything.
I do live in a 1960s housing estate, so we do have bits of grassland in between the blocks of houses, don't we?
That you're not allowed on. There are signs everywhere that say you're not allowed on.
It says no ball games.
No ball games, don't walk here.
No, it doesn't say don't walk
I
here.
have seen one of those around the corner. Do not lie to me.
I haven't seen a do not walk on it.
People do not want you to walk, and
they do not want you to play
bad.
ball games. Oh yeah. No, I completely agree. It should be being used. It's not just there to look at.
It's not just that. It's the design of it. Like, there is no design to it. Like, you have patches of what I would consider to be grass with maybe a smattering of crabgrass, and that is the pretty green space that you look at within this weird little subdivision that you live in.
No, there's patches of grass. Well, there's grass and quite big bits of grass.
Yeah, that's the crabgrass.
Okay, I don't know what crabgrass is, but fine. And then there are, and a few of them, there are bits that have been that are flower gardens. You know, they're rose bushes.
Yeah,
and things.
It's like one. It's pathetic. It's like one rose bush or two bushes next to each other.
All right, look. If you set up the Twitter thing, we'll go out and take pictures, and people can judge for themselves.
Right.
And they'll think you're overreacting.
Okay. Well, I did set up a Twitter account yesterday, and I should point out, if any of you are listening, we don't really expect you to be listening. The whole reason
we're just talking to ourselves.
The whole reason we set up this podcast,
the descent into madness and murder.
It pretty much is.
This is going to be my defence in court.
Yeah, if either of us
it's bumped up to day 6, by the way, the murder.
If either of us actually catch the virus and die, these will be our last memories on this planet.
Yeah, I don't have a will, actually.
Neither do I.
Tomorrow,
we need to sort that out.
Could we do wills tomorrow?
What? Audio wills?
Audio wills.
Okay, we can talk about that. Doing audio wills. Yeah, bleak. Right, okay. So, but, you know, this is us talking to ourselves.
Yep.
And if you're listening to this, we're sorry. We aren't looking for fame nor fortune through podcasting. In fact, I saw a really funny tweet earlier today, which was warning the world that people would start podcasts. and that straight white men under 35 were particularly afflicted by the urge to make podcasts. I thought it was hilarious.
I mean, you know, but if you were in more of those categories, I'd be worried.
Yeah, but we don't expect you to be listening. It's really nice if you are. We don't expect you to be. But yesterday I did set up a Twitter account so that if you wanted to communicate with us, you could.
Yeah, and I looked for it last night and couldn't find it. So what is it again?
Yeah, it's because I didn't tell you what the contraction was.
Oh, okay.
The contraction of stuck in here with you.
Yeah.
Is SUI. Because we're doing a SUI podcast.
Stuck in here with you. So SIHWI. No, U. Y. What? Say it again? Spell it for me. I can't think.
Stuck in here with you.
Okay.
Okay, and it's a contraction of that.
Okay.
And it spells SUI.
Okay.
Because it's a SUI podcast.
Okay.
I thought you'd lose your mind over that. I thought you'd think that was the cutest thing. I thought you'd be laughing your head off.
No, I can't work out without writing it down what it looks like. Looks like 51 Highway to me, but okay.
Okay.
Good job. Good job.
We're 51 Highway.
Good job.
So anyway.
Good job.
S.
Good job.
SIHWY. That's all it is on Twitter if you want to talk to us. And you don't need to. And now you're saying you're going to go out and take photos of the terrible gardens in the neighbourhood.
If I go out, I am avoiding going out because we are in lockdown.
Right. But you're going to take photos of the terrible gardens that exist in your neighbourhood so that people can judge for themselves.
Yeah.
How incredibly sparse and terrible they really are.
Yeah. Still can't find it on Twitter.
Can you take photos of all of the don't play ball games like signs?
Yes. I can.
Yeah. I just find that so miserable. Like, there's pros and cons to every country. There's pros and cons to wherever you live. But, man, the English can be miserable. Like, just to have these green spaces in a neighbourhood that does have children and then to put up all these signs that say no ball games. It's just, God, it sucks the life out of the place. It really does. Anyway, do you remember the altercation we had once? We walked past that old woman who was yelling at that one kid who was kicking a ball around?
Yeah.
God, she was a piece of work.
She was drunk.
You reckon she was drunk?
I think she was drunk.
Remember, she got her daughter involved.
I don't remember the daughter getting involved. I remember one of the other neighbours shouting to leave the kids alone from the balcony.
It all got really awful, really quickly. Anyway.
For you. Everyone else was just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, those are some of the cultural differences that we face. In New Zealand, we just run around, and it's great.
Yeah.
But my advice to New Zealand right now, and I think this is something New Zealand will be struggling with, is don't run around.
Don't run around. Stay home.
Yeah. Don't play with your friends. Don't let your kids out. Don't go
play
to the
with
pub.
yourself.
Well, I mean, is this the advice you're giving to children?
I really hope children aren't listening to this because of the amount of swearing.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. I probably have to put an explicit advisory.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could tone it down. Well, why the fuck would we?
Yeah. Well, no one else is listening, and we're both over 18.
That's right. No one's listening. Who gives a shit? Good stuff. So, back to the groceries. Yesterday, the groceries were arriving. It was an exciting time.
For you?
What?
For
well,
me,
you were excited too. Don't pretend like you weren't excited.
No, I was just hungry and was pacing the kitchen because you wouldn't decide what you wanted for dinner.
Yes, our reflections on the events are quite different.
Yeah.
But one of the things that we did notice once the groceries arrived, or you were getting wind of earlier in the day, weren't you? So you, on your app or your website or whatever you were looking at, you were noticing that the value of the groceries was going down.
Yeah, so when I checked out on the Tesco's app, it came to £240-something. But when...
We did go a little nuts.
We did. But to be honest, £80 of that was dog food. You know, and that is a typical monthly spend for me on dog food. So, you know, that's...
A lot of dog food.
Yeah, but I've got a lot of dogs.
You do?
Yeah.
Fat ones.
They're not fat. Anyway, but when I get a notification from my bank when a transaction goes through, because I'm using a credit card to pay for it, so it beeps every time something goes through, and that flashed up that what I'd been charged came to less than £200, so we lost, a sixth of our shopping spend.
And we were a little bit worried about that.
Yeah, because at that point I didn't know what was included, what wasn't included. Had we lost £60 worth of dog food, I'd have been quite upset and panicky. But actually, the dog food did all come through.
We should probably point out at this point that we're quite fortunate with our situation.
What, in that I've got some money and some stuff in the cupboard already, ready for Brexit?
That's why I'm here. So, yeah. I mean, but we are fortunate, and we're pooling resources a little bit under this one roof.
Yeah.
And we were able to order this massive grocery order.
Oh yeah. We are very lucky in that we both we had some stuff quite a lot of stuff in the cupboard anyway because of preparations for Brexit and this kind of emergency. Well,
not this kind of emergency.
Well,
you were Brexit prepping.
Oh no, I definitely was Brexit prepping, but I'll be honest, I was Brexit prepping this time last year. And when I fell and broke my leg last year, it was a lifesaver. I was pretty much in exactly the same position last year that I couldn't go out and shop. So I've all since then I've kept a level of preparedness in the cupboard, and I've always got a stock of tinned stuff, dried stuff that can see me through not being able to get to the shops for 3 or 4 weeks at a time.
And I think you have gotten into a bit of a routine because I did catch you doing stock rotation earlier today. I
did. I had to go through the cereal bars and put them in best before date order so that the ones that were old, or the ones with the shortest dates got eaten first.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, I find it hilarious that you would even do stock rotation in your own home. But it's also going to save my life. So while I'll continue to find it funny, and I'm not going to stop, by the way, finding it funny, while you go into the understairs cupboard and do stock rotation.
Don't tell people where it is. The first rule of Prep Club is don't talk about Prep Club.
I'm just going to keep finding it funny. But I do appreciate that you're doing it to try and keep us alive.
Yeah.
But I've got the list here of the things that we didn't get yesterday. You didn't get your vegetarian mince?
No, which was very disappointing. I didn't get any. I asked for 3 bags and didn't get any.
No peach slices.
But that's okay because we had some in the cupboard.
Yeah, but I like peach slices.
I know, but I did have 4 tins in the cupboard.
No pasta twists. No self-raising flour.
Yeah, which is a problem in that I eat gluten-free and all the stuff that I have is gluten-free and somebody doesn't like my gluten-free stuff. So
Somebody
else in the house.
It's not the same.
Some wanker complains every time I make anything with gluten-free stuff.
I do what I can. I got you that wheat-free fudge thingy the other day.
Yeah. The day you came in, moved in, you brought me a gluten-free cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
So it's on my mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah
I just don't like it.
Yeah. Didn't stop you eating the cake though, did it?
What cake?
Didn't you get a gluten-free one for yourself as well? Yeah. Good.
But that's desperation talking. So the next thing on the list, soap.
Yeah, solid bars of hand soap.
Yep, no soap.
Although I have some left over from Christmas, so again, it's not the brand that somebody likes, some wanker likes, but it smells nice. I have to have
as long as there's some soap.
Yes.
As long as we're not going to get to a situation where there's no soap.
Soap is important.
Yeah. We should probably. I mean, I'm basically going through this list because other people out there are going to have very similar
experiences.
Yeah.
I mean, we were lucky we got toilet roll. My mum and dad had a grocery delivery today, and they didn't get any toilet roll. No, I don't think they're out. I don't think they're resorting to family cloth just yet.
The family cloth. Do you want to explain the family cloth?
Well, anyone can Google it. I'm sure they'll get some lovely pictures. So
people don't want to be Googling right now if they're actually bothering to listen to us.
Some wanker, that's your new name on the radio, by the way. Some wanker doesn't like the idea of family cloth, which is...
How strange.
Which is basically washable toilet paper. So rather than flushing a tissue-based product in the toilet after you've used it, you use a small square of fabric, ideally made from a piece of towel or bed sheets that have been cut up, hemmed if you have a sewing machine, doesn't need to be, that you use and then pop into a bucket with a lid to keep the smell in, and you can then wash them.
Yeah.
And some wanker finds this quite disturbing and disgusting.
Yep. And
I think if we ran out of toilet paper, I have a sewing machine and I have some old sheets.
I'm not on board with the family cloth. I can't accept that it's a thing.
Yeah, so some wanker thinks it's one cloth that is shared between the family, hence it's called family cloth, and that isn't the case. There are multiple family cloths that live in a basket on top of the toilet, should the need arise.
No, it's hard not to picture, because it's called the family cloth, right?
It's not the family cloth,
no,
it's called family cloth.
And it's just this one cloth hanging on a hook, covered in shit next to the toilet that everybody uses. And it's just horrific. It's horrific.
That's not how it works. It's multiple cloths that are used once and then washed.
So,
how do you feel about cloth sanitary protection?
Well, I'm not using it.
Yeah, I know, but I do.
Yeah.
And, it all goes in the same washing machine with your towels.
I think, hats off to you, for, using reusable sanitary products. I mean...
Yeah, it's an investment. I mean, they're not cheap, but it means that I haven't spent any money in the last 12 months on stuff that I would have to flush or bin.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're happy with it and it all works and everything's cool, then that's groovy. But you see, if I was having to take those used items and then use them myself in a family way, I think
they would be washed in between.
Right. Well, the family cloth, it doesn't. It doesn't have that kind of vibe to it, does it? It doesn't have the sort of washed in between kind of name.
Well, what would you call it then?
I've only just discovered the family cloth. I'm horrified.
Well, you think of a better name for it. Mind you, we do have a...
Shit rag.
Well, yeah.
Kids, you come in here with your shit. Have you used the shit rag? Oh, you've not used the shit rag. Is it because I've used the shit rag? Well, I'm sorry about that, but I had to use the shit rag, and I got to it first. You kids.
Yes, but that's the thing. When it's used, it then gets washed. It's not that you keep reusing
The family cloth.
Stop calling it the family cloth. Multiple family cloths. Cloths.
So horrible.
Cloths.
Have you told your parents about the family cloth?
No. I told people at work.
Oh, were they just hanging on every word?
No, we had a conversation about what would... Somebody asked whether kitchen roll was flushable, and it's not, kids. Don't try and flush kitchen roll.
No, or wet wipes.
Or wet wipes. All those things will bugger up your sewage system. So I said, if you're getting desperate, Google family cloth. And
everyone's scattered from around the water cooler.
This is a chat that was on WhatsApp. WhatsApp went very quiet. And the conversation picked up again the next day on a completely different topic.
So awful. Anyway, so you're suggesting to anyone out there who might be listening, who has run out of toilet paper,
don't use kitchen roll. Or if you use kitchen roll, or you use baby wipes or face wipes or any other kind of wipe, they need to be binned. They definitely need to not be flushed. Do not flush anything other than toilet paper. If you can, use something that's washable so you can reuse it.
It's really hard to describe the seriousness on your face right now. You are so serious about that. That's as serious as I've ever seen you be.
Oh.
Except for earlier today when the dog ate a raisin.
Yeah.
And you lost it.
Yeah, because raisins are toxic for dogs.
Yeah.
In all honesty, we should have taken him to the vet, and the only reason I'm not taking him to the vet is my leg is in plaster. That you do not give dogs anything that grows on a vine.
No, but I didn't give the dog a raisin.
No, you weren't chopping your hot cross buns on any kind of protective surface. You were basically taking a bread knife to my worktop, which cannot stand being bread knifed, and therefore a raisin escaped.
It did escape.
It did.
And it escaped into your dog.
Yes.
Yeah. And you hit the roof.
I did.
Yeah.
Because my dog's life is more important than you being funny.
So it was a tense moment on day 2.
And it had a knife.
I had the knife.
Yeah.
But I wasn't threatening you with it. I wasn't threatening you like you were threatening me. God, anyway.
We did talk about cutting your penis off and putting it in the dishwasher.
Yeah, things got tense.
Yeah.
Things got tense.
Yeah. Because my dog's life is important.
I'm sure it is. So, what I was getting at before was, if anyone's listening who's run out of toilet paper, you are suggesting the family cloth.
Not the family cloth. I am suggesting family cloths. It isn't one each. It isn't, you have to reuse the same one. It gets used once, put in a bucket, ideally with some watered down bleach to clean it off while it's soaking. And then you wash it before it gets used again.
Are you going to put this tutorial on Twitter?
There are thousands of people doing it already.
Yeah,
thousands of people have been doing it because it's a green thing to do.
Yeah, but the idea is that
that's where I heard about it. It wasn't through prepping. It was through all the environmental stuff, zero waste things.
Right. Well, a certain number of people, possibly, potentially, one, Stephen in Arizona, is listening to us right now and thinking about using the family cloth. So all I'm saying is, now that we have a Twitter account, why not link to a tutorial on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm sure I can find something. And they're ready-made kits as well. If you
ready-made kits, people aren't going to be able to order in ready-made kits of the family cloth if they can't even get toilet paper.
Yeah, they can.
What?
Well, I'm sure.
We're on the cusp of no delivery drivers coming at all.
Oh yeah. Well, get in quick and order it.
Just get out there, kids, and order the family cloth. All kids love the family cloth.
You can get kits where the family cloths have been ready-made for you. You don't have to cut up an old sheet if you don't want to.
We're talking about people who are locked down in their homes and may soon lose contact with the outside world.
Why do you think they're going to lose contact with the outside world?
Because there is an increasingly stringent set of rules being placed upon us as a society.
Yeah, but
because
delivery
of the
drivers
friggin'
are,
virus.
delivery drivers are key workers, aren't they? They're allowed to go out and
Yeah,
do their
but
thing.
you're saying that people are more likely to be able to order a family cloth kit than they are to cut up an old bedsheet? That's all I'm saying is like, a how-to guide.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
God.
All right. Well, if I make you one, family cloth,
I'm
are
not
you
using
gonna...
it. No, never in a million years. I would just fucking sit in the sink. I would... I would rather
Clog the sink as well.
I would rather scrub myself down in the sink than use the family cloth. I can say that honestly. Anyway.
What are you going to use to wash yourself?
What? In the sink?
Yeah.
Your toothbrush.
Wouldn't you need a family cloth to, get wet and wipe?
No, your toothbrush is fine. So,
how is a toothbrush or any other kind of flannel different to a family cloth?
it gets the gritty bits.
Yeah, exactly. But you can cut up towels if you like the
But
texture.
there's a ready-made brush right there in a little cup. It's so easy.
And that's the thing. That's why I can't understand why you think family cloth concept is so disgusting when most people use a flannel or some kind of sponge or a poof to wash themselves when they're in the shower.
That is... I am learning so much about you that I don't want to know about.
What do you use?
Oh my God. No.
What do you use?
No.
Just
It's
your
one
fingers?
thing. It's one thing to joke about using your toothbrush to do the job. It's a whole nother to let the world know how I wash my bottom.
Well, I'm intrigued now.
Don't be intrigued by that.
There's no lock on the bathroom door.
God, that's upsetting. Okay, moving on. We're
Update you tomorrow.
we are hardly anywhere down this list.
Right, keep
So
going.
we're going to segue cleverly now from cleaning shitty rags to how we aren't going to have any washing powder.
Yeah, we aren't going to have any washing powder.
Because-
That would hamper the family cloth situation. Yeah, I wanted 2 boxes of Daz because we're nearly out, and I like to have one in use and one in the cupboard.
Just to
And-
bring everyone up to speed, there's a washing powder in the UK called Daz.
Yeah, DAZ.
And is the picture on the box a sock wearing sunglasses?
I've no idea.
I think it's something like that.
I thought it was a wave.
Wearing sunglasses?
I don't remember the sunglasses.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. It's a red and white box anyway. And I ordered 2, and Tesco's told me in advance that none were available. So it asked me to pick a different variety, and I picked fairy, and no fairy came.
Mm.
So we have enough washing powder to do, I think, 2 or 3 washes, and we have enough liquid detergent left over from my switch to powder detergent. I'm avoiding the liquids because of the bottles and reducing plastic usage. Hence
Hey.
the switch to a
My buddy right there.
hence the switch to a powder that comes in a cardboard box with no plastic. But
I did
anyway,
have to push you into that.
yeah, you
You
do.
used to have a lot of plastic bottles for your laundry cycle.
Yeah, but now I still have plastic bottles, but I get 5 litres and decant it into a 1 litre bottle so I can actually pick it up.
Yeah, but I'm
I've refilling.
I've pushed you into using a cardboard
Yeah.
powder
Powdered,
based
yeah.
option.
Yeah. But we don't have any. So I have both tried to add it to our next mystery shop experience with Tesco's, but also I've ordered some from Abel and Cole, who provide our veggies, but they can't supply any on Monday. It will be a week on Monday. So we've basically got a week to survive.
Yes. So we're 2 or 3 laundry washes away from not being able to do laundry washes.
No, we've got more than that. I'd say we've got 6. We've got 6 washes, 1 a day between now and then.
We're not going to do one a day, though, are we?
Well, I'm not planning to do any clothes washes between now and when we get some more.
Yeah.
But the things that we will have to wash are the dogs' things because they start to smell. And I could do with changing the sheets because they haven't been changed in a while.
Anyway, we're gonna hit a wall there. I think I can see it coming. Where we're gonna be living in our own filth. But
No,
thankfully,
we've both got loads of clothes.
not using the family cloth. We're not going to cross that line.
Yet.
So next thing on the list, we didn't get a Dolmio pasta bake sauce.
No, but we got tin tomatoes, so I can. If you're desperate for a pasta bake, I can make a pasta bake from scratch.
Oatly chocolate milk.
Yeah, that was disappointing, and I couldn't reorder them. They appear to have stopped stocking it.
That is
online.
probably the thing I'm most sad about. We
have got 2 cartons in the cupboard though.
Yeah, but I'm a fiend for chocolate milk. Like that is my one true and total weakness. Like I just, God, I love chocolate milk so much, and I do. It's absolutely my 100% weakness. I just love chocolate milk, and in New Zealand we're really really spoiled because we have so many kinds of chocolate milk.
Have you had any since you've been here?
What?
Chocolate
UK?
milk?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's just not the same.
No. I mean the Oatly stuff. Have you had?
No, I'm saving it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say because we've got some in the cupboard.
Yeah. There's 2 1-litre things. Yeah. No, I'm saving those. But yeah, I am absolutely and utterly addicted to chocolate milk. And, you know, in learning that I'm lactose intolerant in the sort of recent past and discovering that Oatly chocolate milk is actually really good.
Yeah. Why did you buy milk then if you're lactose intolerant?
Because I still want to have cornflakes.
And you can't do that with Oatly.
It's just, well, I mean, Oatly's the best option.
Yeah.
It is absolutely the best option as far as alternative milks go.
Yeah.
I like the Oatly one the best in terms of having on cereal or in a hot drink or whatever else.
Yeah.
Definitely is. But in terms of being absolutely locked down in this world for as long as I can get normal milk, I will get normal milk and I will have that on my cereal.
Okay.
Yeah. And when it runs out, I'll switch to Oatly.
And stop shitting yourself.
That was an unrelated incident that also doesn't need to be aired.
No, I mean, if you're lactose intolerant, it must affect your digestive system.
Well,
so it must cause you
I
some...
didn't have any milk products yesterday.
I'm just saying that, you know, personally, if I thought milk upset my stomach, I wouldn't have any of it, ever. I'd learn to love the Oatly.
Well, I'm not there yet. But I do like the Oatly chocolate milk. I think it's really good.
Yeah. I don't like drinking milk because it means that, you know, baby cows get taken away from their mummy cows.
Oh my God.
And then they cry.
Look, I'm not on that level yet.
Awful.
I'm on the stop using plastic bottles for your laundry detergent, but I'm not on...
It's okay to use plastic bottles for your milk though, isn't it?
Well, I'm not totally comfortable with that either. I would much rather milk came in glass bottles. I would much rather that. Anyway, it's like beer. You have beer in glass bottles because it affects the flavour. Well, you can say the exact same thing about milk. You know, milk should be coming in glass bottles. I absolutely think that. But anyway.
Shouldn't be coming in the house at all.
What?
Milk. I don't like it and you're intolerant of it.
Yeah, but we just had this conversation. We're moving down the list.
Okay, carry on.
Goodness sake. Right. So, Tesco chicken. A whole chicken.
Yeah, I was going to do roast chicken last night.
Yeah, no.
Didn't happen.
A Dolmio bolognese sauce. That's a big no.
Yeah.
400 grams of mince. It's a no.
Yep.
Didn't get that. I was going to make a lasagna, which I thought would last a couple of days. No. Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Couldn't give us any peanut butter.
No. Well, again, in Tesco's defence, I ticked the no substitutes box. It might be that there were other brands available.
When the guy came yesterday, he said there would be no substitutes.
Yeah,
he said
I know.
they couldn't do them anyway.
No, because I had ticked the option for no substitutions on most things. On a few things, I said yeah. If there's an alternative, give us the alternative.
Okay.
But for most things, because of the gluten-free stuff, I mean, I've had in the past where I've ordered something that's gluten-free and they've sent an alternative that's got gluten in it. Well, I can't eat that, so what's the point? So my default position is don't substitute anything.
Okay. So I've been sort of cross at Tesco's, but I should have been cross at you. I was feeling like Tesco's have robbed me, but it's actually you. You've robbed me. Yeah, a little bit.
No.
Yeah, you robbed me a little bit. Yeah.
Robbed you of what? Chocolate milk. There is no alternative to Oatly chocolate milk.
I would have had an alternative to peanut butter. I would have been stoked about that. Anyway, there's only a couple more things on this list.
You have got an alternative to peanut butter. You've got the peanut butter that is in the cupboard downstairs. The problem is that it's smooth and you wanted crunchy.
don't look at me like that. This is serious. So, speaking of cereals, cornflakes.
Yes.
That's unavailable. And paracetamol.
Yes, that's a bugger. Because I'm supposed to be taking a maximum dose of paracetamol every day because of my knee. And my knee does hurt.
Hmm.
I'm avoiding alternating it with ibuprofen because ibuprofen, if you get the thing, doesn't help your chest very much.
So the interesting thing here, just looking at the details on this list, is that it was only a 12 pack of paracetamol. So it's 12 tablets.
Yeah.
And nut.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's it. So all the unavailables are all on one side of paper.
Okay, well, let's move on to the positives. Briefly, quickly. What were you really stoked actually came through?
Dog food.
The dog food.
Yeah, I got all the dog food I wanted. Which is enough to last, let me think, do the maths in my head. 12, I've got enough dog food to last me 18 days.
Only 18 days?
Yeah. 18 days that was delivered. I have some in the cupboard already.
Crikey. Okay. I honestly thought it would last longer than that.
No, well, it's 2 tins a day, so a pack of 12 tins is 6 days. So each of those trays is 6 days. And we were limited to having 3 of them.
Have you considered that maybe we should just eat one of the dogs?
No.
All right. Just putting it out there. Just putting it out there.
Yeah. I'd rather go back to cutting your dick off and putting it in the dishwasher.
Yeah,
I
okay.
might eat that
No more
afterwards.
threatening the dogs, I get it. So, was there anything for yourself that arrived on the list that you were happy about?
Yes, actually, the one thing that will be quite funny is lady razors, Wilkinson's Quattro razor blades, because I haven't been able to get those since before the apocalypse started. I've literally, my last razor should have been replaced at the beginning of February, and we're now halfway through March, and I just haven't been able to find them in the shops, haven't been able to get them on any of the online orders that I've placed. So it was really good that they came.
And who are you shaving for?
The guy who has to replaster my leg.
But you can't shave that leg.
No, but the other one, he's the one he's got to look at while he's working.
So but isn't that just going to make it more stark when he takes the cast off?
I know, but it's going to be quite funny, isn't it? Like one hairy one and one not.
Oh. Well, it is amusing that is a real point of excitement for you.
But I didn't shave either of my legs last year, and then it was quite a job, defuzzing them both. So
It's quite a job.
I'll keep on top of the one that I can.
I needed an assistant. Needed the hedge trimmers from next door.
Yeah, I used your beard trimmer, don't worry.
Oh, you what? Where is that right now?
What, your beard trimmer?
Yeah.
I don't know, you took it to New Zealand with you.
Good. Just making sure.
Did you not pack it and bring it here?
Well, I'm growing a beard now.
Okay. Well, I've got my bikini line trimmers now.
If
you need to trim the beard.
You're awful. Right. So...
It's the same thing.
It's not.
It's from where I'm sitting. It's a hole in the middle with hair around it.
I was... Oh, God. So I was feeling... so I was happy once when the groceries arrived.
You got root beer.
I was happy about the root beer.
Yeah.
I'd ordered 4 bottles, and they gave us 3, which is interesting because I know nobody else out there is drinking this root beer.
Yeah.
The local British people are not flocking to the supermarkets to buy root beer. It is not.
No, but it's a limit of 3 on everything, isn't it? It's easier for them to just have a default. You can't have more than 3 of whatever.
So, yeah. Through 3 bottles of Virgil's root beer from the States. I got really hooked on root beer when I was in Canada nearly 2 years ago. And I was stuck in Montreal, and I didn't realise how French Montreal actually is. It's incredibly French. And I was there and don't speak any French. Like, I find a lot of the English here speak some French or studied French in school as a completely normal thing that, you know, everybody just does. And we don't do that in New Zealand. You know, we were much more likely to learn Te Reo Maori or, you know, Japanese. Certainly not French. So, yeah, you guys can sort of get by and sort of communicate on some basic level. Well, I could not. I really couldn't. And it was a baptism of fire because, like, you know, when I've been to places like Scandinavia and they all speak English perfectly, they all complain. They all say, oh, I can't speak English at all well. But they say it in, like,
in
just
English.
completely perfectly, absolute perfect diction. You know, you speak English better than me. You know, I thought it would sort of be like that in Montreal. I thought, well, you know, most people are going to speak English. And
they probably can. They just probably choose not to.
Well, it wasn't exactly like that. Like, a lot of people can speak English and speak English very well. Of course they can. But I kept coming up into these scenarios where I was dealing with people who didn't really speak English or need to. And I was trying to play it safe because I was traveling, like going into a fast food burger chain and, you know, just trying to order a cheeseburger or something like that because I thought, well, this is a simple scenario and we'll definitely be able to communicate. Not the case. Not the case at all. So they have this chain in Canada called A&W Burger. A&W is the root beer. And when you order your burger meal, which is just like anything you get from Burger King or McDonald's, you get a root beer. And it's often this gigantic glass stein of root beer that comes with your meal. And I don't know how many times I tried to order it. And I was ordering from people who are like 18, 19 years old. They're like, these people definitely speak English. No, they did not. And
they just found it amusing. You were their source of entertainment.
Well, no, I think I was a pain.
This Kiwi guy come in.
No, I was just a pain in their ass. There was no question I was a pain in their ass. So I was, you know, so I attempted to order various meals and things. I don't think they got my order right once, which is entirely on me. It's completely my fault. But they didn't get it right once. But every single meal came with one of these big glass steins of root beer. And I just got used to it. And then I started to like it. And now I like root beer, which is not something that I ever expected. But yeah, now when I travel around and go to places, I try the root beers. And what I've discovered is, you know, the local root beer here is terrible. The root beer in New Zealand is awful. And, you know, if I can get my hands on North American root beer, I quite like it. And I've tried to try a few different ones and they're pretty nice.
Does it come in diet?
Oh, almost certainly. I just don't bother.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't weighed myself today, by the way, so I have to do a weight check tomorrow. But I did ride the exercycle yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah, and I burned my way through 198 calories.
Okay.
Over a distance of, it was exactly the same as the day before, so maybe I got the calories wrong the day before, because the day before I thought I'd burned 98 calories and gone 2.4 kilometres. Yesterday I did 2.4 kilometres but did 198 calories.
Oh,
although I sort
maybe you missed the one.
Well, I sort of felt like I was pedaling faster yesterday than I had the day before. So I didn't go further, but I felt like I was pedaling faster. But I wouldn't have thought that would add up to 100 calories. But then, you know, shit, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. We spoke yesterday about me having to decide whether or not I was going to go into work.
Yeah.
And what a incredibly difficult decision that was. I didn't go into work today. But the reason is because...
Are you going to talk us through your logic your logic path that got you to that decision?
Well, no, hang on.
Okay.
I stop looking at your watch.
I need a toilet.
So stop drinking that coffee. So
It's all that talk of family cloth.
Oh God. So it was an incredibly difficult decision around whether or not I was going to go into work.
Yep.
And, you know, I'm torn between this, because I'm a freelancer, there is no real government support for me.
No, fuck all.
And I need to basically go into work to earn money to live.
Yep.
That's essentially the situation.
Yep.
And so it's quite a difficult decision because on the other end of the spectrum, I'm really high risk and my demographic has a 13% chance of mortality if I catch it, which is
Pretty high.
too high.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely too high. So I was facing this terrible decision because work had asked me to go in and work today, but in the end, what had happened was I just hadn't got the text in time, and they actually meant for me to go in yesterday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So the decision was taken out of my hands. But now, and this is the other problem, right? I've got work cancelling in all sorts of directions. I've already lost, or I'm going to lose, thousands of pounds. London's not a cheap place to live. You know, it's not like I'm extravagant with money,
No,
but it's
just ukuleles.
just ukuleles. But it's just yeah, it's a bit tricky because now I have a day's work on Monday,
Which is tomorrow.
and then not another day's work until the 4th of April. And I don't know if I'll have work by then anyway.
Yeah.
So again, I'm faced with this decision. Do I go into work tomorrow? Because things are getting a lot more tense out in the real world. I think they said there were 1,000 new confirmed cases in Britain yesterday. They now think, or they've extrapolated the numbers because Britain's not testing. So they've extrapolated the numbers and they think 90,000 people in the UK might be infected.
Yeah. So yesterday's stats in terms of numbers of cases was just below 4,000. And, when we did the recording, I was talking about the stats that had been released on Friday. And it was just below 4,000. So today we're talking about the stats that were released yesterday, and it's just over 5,000. So yes, we've had over 1,000 cases.
Yeah, those are new confirmed cases from the testing.
Yeah, and the day before it had gone up by 700.
Yeah.
So it's exponentially increasing.
Yeah.
As you described.
And deaths wise.
So we have gone from 177 to 233.
Which again is another big jump.
Yeah.
And I think what we were facing yesterday was that in Italy, 2 days ago they had 600 people die in a day. And then yesterday they had 800 people die in a day.
Yeah.
And basically the UK government scientists are saying, look, that's us in a week.
Yeah.
That's where we're going to be. And that's horrendously frightening.
Yeah.
I've been at absolute pains on the internet to try and communicate back to New Zealand that they need to lock down.
Yep.
The New Zealand government has instituted this 4-level system, and they're currently at level 2, which is voluntary social distancing without closing anything down. But everyone's saying everyone's going to the beach, everyone's going to the pub, everyone's partying, they're clubbing all night long, like they're just carrying on. Everyone's just treating it like a holiday. And so I've just been in absolute pains trying to get the message back to New Zealand that shut down now.
Yeah.
Just shut everything down. Go to level 4 and shut it down. Everything. Shut it all down. Because at the moment New Zealand's only got 50 cases. But that was the UK 2 weeks ago.
66 today. So it's gone up from 52 to 66.
It's like I don't think they understand the nature of the exponential curve.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the graph, the way things are trending in New Zealand is exactly the way it was trending here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like you just shut it all down. Shut it all down. Like for 2 weeks or a month, ride out that month of pain where everyone is locked down, where you basically have a martial law scenario. Just lock it all down. Wipe that virus out. Wipe it out. And then you can carry on as normal.
Yeah.
We are not going to have that option in the UK. We are going to be stuck like this for so long. It's going to be weeks and months. I don't think they're being upfront with us about how bad this could be. Some of the scientific resources that you can read, they're all saying 12 to 18 months at least. It's going to be a long time trapped in this scenario, trapped in here with you. I'm just saying, New Zealand, you're in this position where you can snuff it out now. I know you don't want to. I know culturally it doesn't fit. I know that you're an outside people. I know you're a social people. I'm one of you. But I'm here and I'm living this right now. I'm living your future. For God's sake, just shut it all down. Just shut the country down.
Yeah. Do it while you still can.
I am begging you, if there are New Zealanders listening to this, shut it the fuck down. Shut the country down. Oh my God. I'm starting to get emotional about it because, I've got so many, I'm an asthmatic. I've got so many people in my family who are asthmatics. I think realistically, I don't think my mother or my grandfather would survive getting this illness. Granddad has COPD. He will snuff it. My mother's lungs are in shocking condition. She will snuff it. I think one of my sister's kids has lung problems. Just shut the country down. Don't wait. The softly approach does not work. It doesn't work. And it's driving me crazy because we've seen this now tear through Europe, tear through all these European countries. We've seen the same exact process repeat itself over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
And yet I think there's people in New Zealand who think that they are somehow protected from that. Yeah, it's not the case.
No. I mean, that's the thing with I think Italy has overtaken China as being the kind of the worst affected country, and the reason that Italy has overtaken China is because China shut down. They did what they needed to do. They might have been slow to start off with, but they, their culture, their way they operate, they obeyed the rules and the advice and shut down and stayed home. And that's how they've managed to come back from this, or be on the path to coming back from this. Whereas Italy, people were just acting normal for too long, and that's why it's now worse there than anywhere else.
It's draining. Shall we talk a little bit more about what we did yesterday? Because this is supposed to be, us chronicling
review yesterday.
Yeah, life on the inside. What movies did you watch yesterday?
I started watching a few movies, and continued watching one movie, but I haven't actually watched any movies to the end yesterday.
Well, what were you watching?
I was watching something on Netflix with Mark Wahlberg in Spencer Confidential.
Oh, that was awful. Oh, that was horrible.
And that's why I couldn't watch it to the end.
Well, because I was complaining.
Yes.
It was really, really bad. That is just man, they were phoning that in. That is horrible. I don't even if Mark Wahlberg's your most favorite actor in the whole wide world, don't watch this movie. It's got a Mark Wahlberg sex scene in it, and it just makes you sad. It does. It makes you sad to watch him kind of grunting away in this horrible movie, in this horrible sex scene. It just, it was awful. Awful.
I don't think it was that bad. Mind you, I haven't watched it to the end. I wouldn't, it's too early to form an opinion for me, but I don't have that opinion.
I have very strong opinions.
Some wankers obviously watched a lot more Mark Wahlberg films than I have. Cause
I think if you were going to choose one, you could do better than that.
Okay.
You could just watch him jumping around in his undies from the 80s.
Was he doing movies in the 80s?
No, but he was jumping around in his undies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What else did you watch yesterday?
I started watching what's the thing with Harrison Ford in?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah, I was quite enjoying that.
Yeah. Yeah, so was I. But it didn't keep me awake till the end.
Yeah. I thought I mean, I have a real soft spot for 80s movies anyway.
Yeah.
But
We did say we watched the Goonies, didn't we? But we didn't.
we didn't. Well, we can get to that.
Do that this afternoon.
But I thought Raiders of the Lost Ark held up pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I thought it. I thought it was pretty good. You know, you definitely noticed that it was a movie of its time.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, you know, some of the sort of gender tropes.
Yeah.
But you know, I thought, you know, effects wise and story wise and acting, I thought, you know, it was good. I liked it. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, you know, go back and rewatch it if you're stuck inside. It's worth it. Are you going to give it a rating out of 10?
No, because I haven't watched it to the end.
Okay, so you're going to give any movies a rating out of 10?
No, because I haven't watched them to the end.
Okay, so did you watch anything else yesterday?
Did I watch anything else? If I did, I didn't really pay attention to it. I don't remember watching anything else.
Oh, we did one other thing.
What was that?
We, my friend Mark.
Oh yeah, we did the pub quiz.
And my friend Mark's running this online pub quiz, and it went really, really well. So it's called the Big Nerd Pub Quiz, and you can find it by searching all the social media platforms. Actually, I think he's got it pretty well covered. He only had the idea last Wednesday, and he set it up, and I thought, like, you know, it was really good. I thought, you know, I quite enjoyed that. And so,
nice mix of questions, nice, you know, difficulty rating.
Yeah, but all done live.
Yeah.
Him just streaming from his bedroom.
Yeah,
but I thought the production values were quite high, like, you know, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good, really good.
So,
recommend that. Hope he does it again.
If you want to look up Big Nerd Pub Quiz, you can find it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or find the hashtag Big Nerd Pub Quiz. And track that down. He's going to keep doing them. He was going to do them once a week, but I think he's going to do them twice a week now because it was such a big response. Well, there were 800 people played yesterday.
Wow.
Like, that's crazy. We're never going to get 800 listeners, not in the entirety of this existing.
No.
Like, 800 people are never going to give us the time of day. But, you know, they all played this quiz with Mark, and it went, you know, spectacularly well. So I highly recommend that. You know, if you want to do that, and look out for when it's actually live, because it's quite a lot of fun, and there's some interactive elements, and he's talking to you, and yeah, it's great.
It's good.
Yeah. Cool. And that pretty much brings us up to speed. Very little else happened yesterday.
Yeah.
The groceries was the big thing.
The big thing.
The big thing.
Today's activities will mainly be planning how to use them to make them last.
To figure it out.
Pad out the meals. Mix the lentils in with the mince.
Yeah.
So the mince go further.
Oh, God. See, this is why I'm here with you, though. You're going to keep us alive.
Yeah.
All right.
God damn, yeah.
See you tomorrow for...
Until I kill you.
Yeah.
On day 9. Yeah.
So, see you tomorrow for a review of day 3?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Oh, God, thank God that's over.
You finding it hard?
It's not easy, is it?
No, maybe I should bring the knitting back.
Talking smack for an hour at a time. Yeah, what happened to your knitting?
I left it downstairs.
Why'd you do that?
Because you complained about me doing it yesterday.
I thought it gave you good focus.
All right, well, I'll bring it back tomorrow then. Yeah. I listen to your constructive criticism. I just don't listen to your whinging.